Salvador was a fascist nation under the dictatorship of Maximiliano Hernandez Martinez. He ruled El Salvador with an iron fist from 1935 to his assassination in 1944. 1944 was the fall of fascism in El Salvador, but the nation was still very far right. In 1979, leftist political parties began to bond together and revolt against the government. The Archbishop Oscar Romero, one of the critics against the government, and openly spoke out against it, but that led to his assassination. This led many leftist political parties to unite and create a military force called the FMLN. The Civil War had officially begun in 1979, but turned violent in 1981, as the now socialist FMLN began spreading around El Salvador. Many countries began to jump in and aid both sides. The socialists got support from socialist countries like the USSR, Nicaragua, Cuba, and North Korea, and the capitalist conservative government got support from capitalist countries like the USA, Guatemala, Honduras, Chile, Argentina, Israel, and even Taiwan. At first, the capitalists were having a hard time defeating the socialists, who were entrenched in the countryside, so they began scorched earth campaigns. The government continued to get more violent against anything leaning to the left, such as doctors, teachers, and students, anyone that opposed their values. But the FMLN also committed a lot of atrocities also. In 1982, Radio Venceremos was used by the socialists to gather information and spill it all out to the general public. There had been numerous attempts to destroy Radio Venceremos, but they all failed as none could locate the actual location. In 1984, Jose Napoleon Duterte became the next president of El Salvador, and he began using new strategies against the rural population. In the late 80s, a stalemate ensued. The FMLN decided to launch a final assault on the capital of San Salvador with 2,000 fighters. On November 11th, 1989, the socialists attacked and entered many urban areas. They then began taking civilians and forcing them to join the revolution, but many didn't cooperate. The government made progress in pushing the socialists out of the urban areas, but the socialists didn't go anywhere and still captured many neighborhoods. After the Jesuit murders, most public opinions were against the government. So with lots of pressure added to the government sued for peace. The Chapultepec Peace Accords were signed, which led to the demobilization of both sides. The Civil War had ended far-right extremism in the country, but the country still remained very conservative, as the more center-moderate conservative party dominated largely in the nation today.